Good morning, Integrity Concrete, Macomb, Michigan, guys. What's up? So today I kind of wanted to just talk about customer service expectations. Just yesterday I had a phone call with a customer. We had completed the job April 29th. So as of yesterday, it had been 10 days, and even counting the weekend, which we did work straight through. I consider weekends elective days. They're not mandatory, but there are exceptions I make to increase the level of service we offer our customers so I can decrease timelines on jobs. But sometimes when you give so much to customers, they become expectant of this hyper level of service, and they completely disregard the reality of just situations in general. So we had a customer who raved about how clean their job site was, how beautiful their project turned out. And within 7 days, they had told me they were going to have their landscaper backfill around the concrete that we poured. It's in our contracts that is the responsibility of the homeowner. So yesterday I showed up and mentioned to the customer about sealing her concrete again, which this was uncolored concrete, that it's not something we typically do, but since they asked, we would offer it to them. We didn't charge them anything for it. And when I called her yesterday morning after stopping at her house to assess the current conditions of the concrete, there was topsoil all over it. So I had mentioned to the customer, ma'am, we are not going to be able to proceed today with sealing the concrete. There's topsoil. The project now needs to be power washed again, and then has to have adequate time to dry before we can seal this, so I don't ruin the application of sealer due to moisture. So apparently she was not happy with that answer, and then elected to tell me that her and her husband had put the topsoil out, and she had thought I was going to do it, when not even days before she had told me her landscape company was going to handle the topsoil. I told her, I said, if you would have called me 100%, I would have not allowed you guys to do that, but you told me your landscaper was handling the topsoil. So we got blamed for, I guess, her being tired. So I had to tell my guys, I just had to have a discussion about, a lot of times there are things that are out of your control. You could do the best possible job for a customer, work weekends, work late. Some of them are just not going to get it. They're going to expect more than perfection. And even though the topsoil and the sealer was not a requirement of our contract, she still somehow faulted us for that, mentioning that we had not got to this quick enough, and that rain had caused debris from the trees to blow down, and somehow their landscaper was going to take 2 weeks for them to get over there and do the topsoil, so they decided to do the topsoil themselves. So my assumption is she was tired and upset that they physically had to put the topsoil out, although we offered to do it. It was a baffling conversation. Needless to say, you're going to encounter conversations with customers that don't make any sense. 7 days from the completion of a job with 2 elective services that were not required by us, and she somehow spun it to make it seem like it was our responsibility, and continued to say, well, I guess you're not going to get the driveway now. The whole conversation had me baffled all day yesterday. I just couldn't put my finger on it, so I just kind of chalked it up to her having a bad day. People have bad days. They say things, they do things. So it took me a couple hours to let it go because I was mind-boggled by the whole situation. So don't retaliate. I started to text message a bunch of stuff saying, listen, weekends are not elective. I'm taking time away from my family to work on your project. It was not required. And for you to blame us for this was unnecessary. But I deleted all that. I let it go and I moved on. We're a very busy company. I don't have time to debate and argue with one particular customer. They were great people. I'm not sure what triggered her yesterday and what type of mood that person was having, but I chose to just continue with my day. We worked on 3 other projects yesterday, made a lot of progress. So don't let one person rock your boat. Digest it, move on professionally, and don't get into a verbal altercation or a he said, she said, of who's trying to prove their point. Sometimes just let it lie and be done with it and move on and continue to offer that same great level of service to the next person. Don't let one bad apple spoil it for the whole bunch. Don't get sour because that customer was being ill towards you for no reason. Don't carry that to the next customer and assume they're all going to act that way. So continue to offer top level service no matter what. People have bad days. We all have bad days. So let's just leave it alone at that and realize that our goal is to still continue to be great contractors, great people, provide top level service, and the rest is just left to chance. Things are going to happen, but we have to be adamant about the level of service that we provide and do our best constantly to try to maintain and do what it is we say and what we promise. If you put a date and a time on a project or a task, just make sure you're communicating and make sure you complete that, or you communicate the change in your schedule to the customer so everybody is aware. Don't just assume they know what you're thinking or what you're going to do. Make sure that it's in writing, it's in text. You place a call, you make a note in your notebook on the customer file of the conversation, what the topic was, what happened, and what the outcome is going to be. So have a great day, guys. Stay focused, stay customer service driven, and make your business grow to the sky. The sky's the limit as long as you continue to work hard.